Alright, here we go. Let's get the 60 times the sine of 31 for our vertical, and I get 30.9. Whoops. Let's go red here. 30.9 meters per second. Once I have that, I can go to V final squared equals V initial squared plus 2g change in y. My final velocity at the top of the path is 0. Remember, this is only a halfway trip. That's why that one's 0. The initial is what I just did, 30.9 meters per second. Be sure to square that. And plus 2 times negative 9.8 meters per second squared times change in y. I'm going to subtract that 30.9 meters per second from both sides. I'm going to square that, and then I'm going to have 2 times negative 9.8 multiplied by, get yelled at for saying that, and what you do to one side you gotta do to the other. Let's divide that out of there. Bye-bye. Hello. Look at that negative sign there, which is going to give me a positive displacement. So 30.9 squared divided by 2 times 9.8. Be sure to put that in parentheses. And I get 48.7 meters. However, I am 365 meters up. So I'm going to add 365 to that and get 413.7 meters. That's how high it is. Woo woo, woo woo. Alright, let's do how far. I'm going to go 60 times the cosine of, I forgot to put my angle in there. Angle's 31 degrees. So 60 times the cosine of 31 is 51.4 meters per second. And how far is d equals vt? It's a t, believe it or not. My v, we just did 51.4 meters per second. My time is going to be a little tricky. I need the time up, and I need the time up because I'm stealing it from the horizontal or vertical. That's why I'm going in red. And I need the time down. The time up, I know it's just the halfway trip, so my final velocity is 0. So v equals vi plus gt. My final velocity is 0 because I'm just going to the top of the path. My initial velocity is 30.9 meters per second plus a negative 0.98 meters per second squared times time. I have to subtract that 30.9 from both sides, which would equal negative 9.8 meters per second squared times t. Divide that negative 9.8 meters per second squared from both sides. Bye-bye over there. Hello here. And the negatives work out nice because I get a positive time. 30.9 divided by 9.8, I get 3.15 seconds. I'll just leave it at that. Time down's a little bit more tricky. I had a distance earlier, change in y, which I did in the last slide, of 413.7 meters. I can't do velocities here because I don't have a final velocity as it hits the ground. So I can use this, x equals 1/2 gt squared, which turns into t equals square root of 2 times change in y. Oh, this should be a y here, sorry. Trying to go fast again. 2 times change in y divided by gravity, which would be 2 times my 413.7 meters divided by 9.8 meters per second squared. 2 times 413.7 equals divided by 9.8 square root. Answer, I get 9.19. I'm going to add my 3.15 to that answer. It's already in my calculator. So when I add these two, that plus that, I get 12.3 seconds. I can put that up here right now. It's already in my calculator, so I'm going to times it by 51.4, and I get 634 meters. Woo woo? Woo woo.